Welcome back, 8th graders. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. We're going to completely bypass any of the usual syllabus talk or housekeeping right now because we've got to jump straight into one of the most consequential moments in American history. Seriously, we're talking about a single day that completely changed the trajectory of the United States forever. It's a day that showed the world the absolutely heartbreaking brutality of the Civil War, but it simultaneously opened the door for a massive leap toward freedom. Okay, let's dive right into this. 22,000. I want you to really let that staggering number sink in for just a second. Because, this isn't just some random statistic in a history textbook. This number represents actual lives. Soldiers who were killed, wounded, or went missing in just one single, incredibly brutal day. To this day, it stands as the bloodiest single day in all of American history. The sheer scale of this loss literally shocked the public. It completely ripped away any lingering illusions people had about this war being quick or easy, and revealed the truly deadly reality of this conflict. Section 1. The bloodiest single day. Let's look at the what and the where of this horrific clash so you can really feel the scale we're talking about here. To fully grasp the immense stakes of this conflict, we've got to look at how the tension built up over a really rapid timeline. So in September of 1862, Confederate General Robert E. Lee makes a bold move. He advances north. His ultimate goal? He's hoping a major victory in Northern Territory will finally convince European countries to officially back the Confederacy. But then, something incredible happens. Union General George McClellan miraculously gets his hands on a copy of Lee's actual battle plans. I mean, what are the odds, right? This gives the North a massive, completely unexpected advantage. And that brings us right to September 17th, 1862, when these two huge armies finally collide, and the Battle of Antietam officially begins. The battle was fought near Sharpsburg, Maryland. Now, this is absolutely crucial because it was the very first major battle on Union soil, and the fighting that day, unimaginably fierce. The Union Army did manage to stop the Confederate advance, but the cost was staggering. Thousands died, and those quiet, beautiful fields of Antietam were literally soaked with blood. But here's the crazy part. When the smoke finally cleared, from a strictly military standpoint, it was actually a tactical draw. Neither side emerged as the absolute decisive winner on the battlefield. Section 2. A crucial turning point. So, how does a bloody tie change everything? Let's figure that out. I want you to put your critical thinking hats on for a second here. If this battle ended up as a horrific, bloody, tactical tie, how in the world did it become a pivot point? Well, President Lincoln had been strategically, patiently waiting for a Union win so he could make a very bold announcement. Even though Antietam was technically a draw, the simple fact that the Union Army successfully stopped General Lee's terrifying advance into the North, that was enough. It gave Lincoln the exact confidence he needed to step forward and completely redefine the entire purpose of the Civil War. Section 3. The Proclamation. And what's really interesting here is how one single military moment opened the door for a massive leap toward freedom. See, before Antietam, the number one goal for the North was purely political, saving the Union, just bringing the country back together. But after the battle, Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation, promising to free slaves in the rebelling Southern states. Boom. Suddenly, we shift to a second goal, saving the Union and ending slavery. Antietam gave the war a brand new moral purpose. It pushed the Union to fight not just for political unity, but for fundamental human justice. Slavery was now undeniably at the very center of the conflict. Section 4. The global impact. Because this massive moral pivot didn't just stay in America, it rippled all the way across the ocean. Because the whole purpose of the war had changed, the rest of the world reacted. I want you to really think about this shift for a minute. Why did European nations stop helping the Confederacy? Remember, earlier on our timeline, General Lee's entire goal for invading the North was to win a battle and get foreign countries to support the South. But after Antietam, that hope completely failed. So, why? Well, here's the answer. The Emancipation Proclamation made it crystal clear to the entire globe that the war was now explicitly about ending slavery. Powerful nations like Britain and France had actually already outlawed slavery in their own empires. So once Lincoln made ending slavery a primary goal of the Union war effort, there was absolutely no way the citizens of Britain and France would allow their governments to support the South. By taking a firm moral stand, Lincoln effectively isolated the Confederacy from the rest of the world. It was a real game changer. Section 5. Education and Morality. Because history is ultimately a story of moral human choices, and that connects directly to us today. History isn't just some boring list of dates and battles. Psalm 82:4 gives us a super clear mandate: rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked. The Union's shift toward ending slavery beautifully reflects this exact biblical mandate to fight for the oppressed. It elevated the war from a simple political disagreement to a truly righteous cause, rescuing the weak and delivering them from the wicked institution of slavery. And honestly, this perfectly captures the core philosophy of the HeroesMart Academy Godly Learners series, which intertwines biblical morality with education. I mean, think about it. Education without morality hurts. What is the point of being smart if you're just going to use that knowledge to make bad choices that hurt yourself and others? True, smart choices require a spiritual mind and a solid moral compass. When you have that compass, as Romans 8:6-7 promises, it brings peace of mind. That's the exact kind of peace and moral clarity that changes not just our own lives, but literally the course of history. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought from your homework. What did Aunt Tatum reveal about the true cost of war? Think back to those 22,000 lives. Think about the incredibly heavy, heartbreaking price that had to be paid just to open the door to freedom. I really want you to reflect on this question. Let the reality of this history sink in and let it inspire you to keep digging deeper. Thank you so much for joining me today, 8th graders. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you next time.